Alright, well, so we're going to talk about the Michael Jackson case. I'm over here reading my book, y'all, and relaxing, reading about how I have my own business. Yes, my attitude is different. Yes, it is. And I bought me another drug. No, not no illegal street drugs. I'm talking about some herbal. It's some type of stuff mixed with caffeine. It helps you think and concentrate good. So that's the reason why I was going to do a plasma. They were like, nah, I'm going to chill for a bit. And I was gonna, nah, should I get some chicken? No, I'm gonna make some turkey tacos. Yes, I do make turkey meat tacos. Yes, I do. The reason why you do that because it has more protein in it, and so when you donate plasma, you have to have your protein must be good. So that's the reason why. So, anyway, let's get to the subject. As I'm over here, I'm looking at my not the alarm, what do you call it? Shut up! Oh, this thing. I can forget to put these people on Facebook get on my nerves, and on YouTube, they're showing a old video clip of Latoya Jackson when she was controlled by Jack Gordon. Jack Gordon was this white man who was Jewish, who had a criminal record in Nevada. Okay, he was a thug. And what happened was back in the early 80s, what happens, and see, first off, also understand that Latoya was very sheltered. She was Jehovah's Witness. It's similar to Selena, and her family. They're Jehovah's Witness. And that's how she was so trustworthy, you know, Salazar. You know what I'm saying? So just like Michael was trustworthy with those people bringing kids to the house, he wasn't molesting these children. What he was trying to live a child in an adult's body. Because his father, Mr. Joe Jackson, was very, very abusive to the Jacksons, especially Michael, because he was the headliner of the group. And he, while his older brothers go play, because they was behind the scene, backup dancers, backup singers, and he was the main one because he saw his son, just like Selena saw, when his dad, Abraham, saw Selena sing, and it was like, okay, we got it. So he saw Michael Jackson do the James Brown thing and singing, because he, him, just like Abraham Kennedy, they had, their own rock bands, and they didn't succeed, okay? So they used their children, their success, so they didn't succeed because they had to work in order. And both like the Jacksons and the Quintanillas, and I'm putting two together, they were Jehovah's Witness, okay? Both Marcella and Abraham were former Catholics. They became Jehovah's Witness back in the day. And I don't know if they were former Baptists or some other Protestant faith of the Jacksons, but they became Jehovah's Witness as well. So they was two-parent household, just like the Canadians. They didn't want their children to be in no gang, no cholo thugs, well, they also too, the Jacksons didn't want nobody to be no ghetto thugs and hoorettes, okay, and ghetto Indiana, which is not too far from Chirac, Chicago, okay, another state next to it. Yes, I see why y'all so ratchet down there. Anyways, all this R. Kelly and Jesse and bad police officers and human trafficking, sexual and hard art. I see it. Oh, y'all, what's going on in them states down there, them cities, Illinois, Indiana, Gary, and Chicago? What's going on down there? Some hoodoo down there? Woo, Lord, some bad spirits down there. But anyway, Joe Jackson didn't want his kids, as what Michael Jackson's son said, that he didn't want his children to be in gangs. Because yes, it is. I met people from Gary, Indiana, who are older, and those look probably 10 years older than me, and they say that it is dangerous down there in Gary, Indiana. So remember, these people were born in the 50s. The Jacksons in Jan were born in 1966. So they were living in hell down there in Gary, Indiana. So it makes a lot of sense, but I wouldn't go as far beating my kids, and be ugly. That's just, to me, ugly, okay? I know that our people, African descent, we were slaved, and that mentality, because none of us are pure black. Our white ancestor taught this abuse is love and used the Bible, the story. I get it. But somewhere down the line, common sense will tell your conscience, I'm being too far. I got to discern this. I know it's just something to me, because I'm sorry. I know we all make mistakes, but Joe Jackson, before he died last year, never owned, to my knowledge, owned up to what he did wrong, okay? So unless he did in secret, I don't know. But going back to this, the Jackson family, just like the Nia family, they were Jehovah's Witness, and Shalina was a headliner of her group. So was Michael Jackson. They were sheltered, okay? They was told not to go, and especially since they had siblings. Now, I always hear this, even since they have friends who have parents, they have a bunch of kids, and they either married or they're not married, but they would tell them, you got brothers and sisters, you don't play them kids outside. I understand, because you have bad influence of children. These children don't have good parents. Their parents not good either. Like, a lot of us blame the parents, blame the children for not getting whipped. No, I'm not full court punishment. No, what it is, and I've seen this in the hood, these children do get whippings. Well, how many times keep meeting thugs, who rat, cholo rats, and cholo thugs, sorry, put it that way, pandilleros, they're not, strictly Mexican. The other Hispanic pandilleros, pandilleras who are former gangster, they whoop their kids too, okay? So why? And then their kids still come out, be like them. So, so I live in the hood. And what I noticed, the hood rats and thugs beat their children. The children are scared of them, but they're not scared of the adults and children, and they internalize the same beating and violence towards others. So, and I've noticed that, and they will engage in the same thing with their parents are doing. Their parents smoking weed in front of them, or smoking crack, whatever they're doing kush, they gonna do it. They gonna sell dope, whatever. If they even sadly having sex with these kids, which is very abusive, and that's a sexual offense as well. You may not engage in sexual activity with your children, but exposing to sexual behavior, that is sexual abuse. Yeah. So y'all get my point. These dysfunctional parents, their kids come out. That's why in these urban areas, y'all who are teachers have problem with these children, because their homes are not good. Okay, their parents are not good. I'm sorry, and I'm looking at the parents' behavior. You got you the baby, your baby daddy is locked up, so you got another Tom, Dick, and Harry, Pookie, Ray Ray in the house, and they not good. They got records, they thugs, they dope, they pimps. And next thing, your kids start acting ugly and rude. You know what I'm saying? Some of them probably molested. So you get my point that's the reason why that some of these parents who do have children, who either try to be a good parent, because I'm not going to excuse you if you're being very violent towards your children, or they try to be strict enough not to be a tyrant, but they want they children, they have more than one child, to play amongst each other, and not play with other people's kids, because these kids come from bad environments. Okay, so it is what it is. I understand. Okay, so 19 the Kittanias or the Jacksons told their children, you have more than one sibling in the house, therefore don't go play with other kids out there. You don't know what these kids, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that's what, because the Jackson, they had 9, so there's no reason to want to go play with other kids, and I get that. And about the Michael Jackson sleeping in the same bed with the children, folks forget that they live in a small house, and I'm not excusing that. No adult should not have no other kids in your bed. Once again, this man tried to be a child in a grown man's body. By him having 9 siblings, okay? Understand, okay? They had to sleep in the same bed, okay? In that small house, okay? That, I see why they was trying to get out the ghetto in Gary and Ratchet, Gary, but Michael Jackson still undeveloped. Yeah, he know how to do the business because his dad pushed him to do it. How to run a business, whatever. But he still wanted to be a child. So if you think like a child in a grown man's body, you're gonna, if you used to sharing beds with your siblings without no sexual activity going on, you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna react that way. Okay. And men never got any help. Okay. Once again, African Hispanic communities, just like Hispanic community, Not all, but we've been taught that's for crazy people. Mental health, and even the crimes that goes on in the hood, the ghetto, the body, whatever, is due to mental health, especially come from a dysfunctional environment and home and parenting. Okay, it is what it is. So that's why crack was not good, but it was so effective because these people came out of Jim Crow, will still had wounds not only for white race society. Their parents were abusive. I'll be honest with you, they had abuse, and they was taught that children in the so-called good old days, American, what Trump would say, they was taught that children should be seen, not be heard. So imagine you being abused by an elder. That's why that we in Generation X different, because we had bad elders. Okay, someone that was good to us, you would never be, but someone just bright and ugly, you say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We want mutual respect. So that's the reason why. So going back to, these people who came from shelter religious environments, they weren't access to the open world, and neither was Latoya. So same thing with Michael. Michael was shelter, okay? And so when he came and fired Joe Jackson, just like Janet fired Joe, and just explain, even with Janet, her last husband, the Saudi Arabian dude, the billionaire, he was controlling. This man born in 1974, and she was born in 1966, and that's like almost 10. Because she was, 8 years old? She's 8 years old, and this man over here controlling and being abusive and stuff, and she used to, because her dad was controlling, and the same thing with Latoya, same thing with Michael. Michael had them people who was yes people to him, who was betrayal yes people, who enable in everything else, and they was trying to get money out this dude. Do y'all get my point? People from control, if I need to do a book, because I came from a controlling. You see why I have future pride in trying to get out of it at almost 40 years old. My family sheltered even after adulthood. And remember, you know what I'm saying? So you get my point, and then the community was involved. By the community I'm from, I don't go visit it. Okay? It felt like an Amish cult. Okay? To be honest with you, right. So, coming from an Amish cult, or, because everybody was controlling. And if even were different religions in our community, they all were complacent with the same ideology, and I was, and they let me grow up, all their children grew up, they got kids and the wives, husbands, baby mama, that I ain't got none of that. Okay, and I'm almost 40. Do you get my point that I researched this? That's how, yeah. So Latoya, and it's noticed that not all the Jacksons, because the Jackson brothers, they were some whores. No offense to the Jackson, y'all was some whores, okay? Male whores, okay? That's why Michael Jackson was, yeah, you told him to turn the head. We all about yes, okay? So yeah. Okay, so no offense to the Jackson people, Jermaine and the Tito, but y'all was more, no offense. So Michael Jackson was scared to have sex because, just like Latoya was, till she got married to that brother at her second husband, she never had sex, even when she was with Jack Gordon. They were very, Jehovah's Witnesses, they take that very extreme. Like, remember talking about my roommate who Jehovah's Witness, who was a hoe, but he gonna talk bad about my Mexican homegirl. She was a Jehovah's Witness as well. I did not know she was Jehovah's Witness, but she was talking to the older man. Okay, yeah, in Job Corps. Okay, yeah, he talking about all her business. We gonna excommunicate because she was talking to some, she having sex with some. Oh, I'm like, man, why? How do you know her business like that? And they have a meeting. They find out you fornicate, baby. They do have a meeting with y'all. Y'all don't keep them Kingdom Hall. Baby, I've been doing research. Baby, I know they research. I have friends Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? If you got caught getting, because like I said, my homegirl back 20 years ago, she was Kojic. I ain't talking me a person, but my family went to that church, or my mom's side. I had some Kojic relatives. And she was working downtown, okay? And she bright-skinned sister. Mix of Creole. She got Catholic, but she's not Catholic, she's a coach. She's a Church of God Christ. And her baby daddy, and almost when they got married, Remember I said that he was a bright skinned dude, had a little short fro, little brown kinky fro, like the Barack Obama type look. He had tats. He was a thug, you know what I'm saying, in the street. He was a thug and his Jehovah's Witness. But he worked for American. I'm surprised that them white folks let this little bright skinned brother had tats showing on his arms and dressed all business, casual. So and I had to be careful because I know he might be bougie and professional on one end, but probably a thug when he out as he clock out might confront me trying to talk to this girl. So everybody you gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying? So I had to be her friend. So anyway, she was but she was telling me his homie had got some woman pregnant, some girl pregnant, and them Kingdom Hall baby, them Kingdom Hall folks in where they from. In the hood, the Jehovah's in the hood, them brothers and sisters, them elders, they came out, they had a serious talk with that dude. Yeah, and they had a meeting getting caught, having sex out of marriage. So yeah, that's why I see why Michael Jackson and even Latoya, was virgins, or they were scared, or they kept their business because Michael Jackson was a Virgo. He kept his business on the low about his women he dated, because, for real. So you gotta understand the Jehovah's Witness, they're very strict. Like I said, my roommate who Mexican American was talking bad about them, and I'm like, dang, you can't talk. You lost your virginity and got naked, got almost naked, assault Vagara, Vagara in my room, baby. Yeah, the roommate, not roommate, the RA from the other section. She from Whiteheads, Miss So and so. I said her name, and she said no back in 2004. I don't forget this and it was doing because I was going to Houston, and I stayed like a week and a half in Houston, 2 weeks, and I came back. Right, okay. I came back from vacation, and I never forget when I was getting my stuff ready, she was checking the room. The room was clean, and because there was hardly nobody at because the majority of people went to on vacation, right? And in July 2004, and I never forget, she said, "No naked women's, no," because she's from Wide, no offense, but she's speaking ghetto, broken English. No naked women's, no women's or women's, whatever she said in the room. And what it is, so the guy picture has skin complexion. Matched the same bikini bottom and top, and she thought that was his pictures. And he had a picture of Foster Brown, rapper Foster, the black chocolate blazing Foster Brown, and a sexy picture of that too, and Shakira. But so this dude put me Jehovah's Witness. Even my roommate, my RA, who's the one tall, was like a white man, but he Mexican American, Chicago, who was a graduate from Chicago, to all her biz up in here, who gave me hell some times too as well. Said hypocrite. I don't forget this stuff. Yes, baby, I don't forget this stuff. So let's get but this dude gonna talk about people he know women that she was so and so the girl, the Mexican woman from Mexico. She was fine too. She look like a complected Mexican, and American. She kind of no, that's she Mexican, Latina, and she had a little sharp bob, and she could remember I was 24 when I got the job right after Jan Jackson. We got Jan Jackson and Justin Timberlake here in Houston, the Super Bowl, right? I went the week after when it was in Grammy night. And we were watching Beyonce sing up when I came from the airport, and so I was 24 going to 25. Last age to go job course 24. So what happened is, there was, majority of people born mid 80s, they were late, and those are early 80s as well. You have few 79 like me, okay? The last age, okay? So what happened is, I was looking for, my mind was looking for education. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship because you cannot kiss. You don't want to buy your business, but that's met this Mexican woman, from 30 Mexico, Coahuila, from Coahuila, and she was very respected, and I wanted to talk to her. She was cool people. I said, I like that type of, she more mature. She 2 years younger than me, either she wants 81, 82. I mean, 3 years, 8. And I'm like, I want to talk to this woman. So I didn't know she had a boyfriend that was older. Some old banquero looking like 40 to 50 or probably early 40. Yeah, almost approaching. And he was, with beard and everything. Banquero dude. Yeah, her sugar daddy. I didn't know her biz like that, but when I moved in, when the Jehovah's Witness guy who was Mexican American moved in. The one called Mr. Burns. Yeah, if you listen, I ain't meant your government name. Yes, you get mad with Mr. Burns from the census. When this dude and he talking all this item and cuss up in here about the other Jehovah's Witness that was there. And about, yeah, we asked me if she ever happens. I like that. How do you know about this girl having sex with this more older man? Talking about all her business. I'm like, you can't talk. You lost your virginity and still trying to do more sex. Like, you know, yes. They do put green content. They're going to, we go to the party club on weekend, put some green contact. Yes, he would. You know, because he would like compared to Latino. Yes. Yeah. And then he'll put some green contact, fair skin, light skin, Mexican American dude. Some green could go to the club and meet some girl. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do and get some sex. Yes. And talking about you a good Christian, Jehovah Witness, and this and that. You don't do no celebrate no holidays and no birth. Please stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just that's the lazy one. I had to clean. Yes. And I had to get because I am not no coat kid, no slave, no son. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I didn't really missing area working up in here. Yes, I had to break that part. No, you gonna clean up this dog. I ain't doing this by myself. That's why I had to act ghetto in front of everybody. And I ain't give a cow's call all time of my yates for anything down there. I ain't care. I ain't care. I had to get ratchet. I am not being no slave up here. Let's get back to the subject. So anyway, yeah, they're very sheltered. And many of them Jehovah's Witnesses, they're very strict. So that's why I had to bring up that going to why we talking about Latoya Jackson. So because she mentioned that in a 2007 or 8 Dutch TV interview about her leaving her abusive husband, Jack Gordon. Now, they're talking about the sex abuse scandal with Michael Jackson back in 1993 when I was in 8th grade. 14 years old, December, I'll never forget, it's months before the man beat her up, okay? Talking about Jack Gordon. Because I never forget, I was in 7th grade that year when it was back in spring of 93. I was 13, and I never forget, me and my cousin, I had to go to the doctor, right? And I went to go get a haircut, and I never forget that. So me and both of us went to go get a haircut, we would go to the doctor at the same time. He was off from school, I was off from school, to go to the doctor for something. And I had to get my hair cut. And I never forget this. We both had haircuts. And as soon as me and my grandma came from the donor ship, don't forget this, and the brother in the east side who's cut our hair. Cause I was trying to get the relaxer was cut. Yes, I was gonna get a S-curry. She let me do it at that time. Anyway, I forget that time. What happened is when we left, because I had a flat top that time, but I wanted to get a close cut Caesar fade with the S curl up in there. I didn't get a chance to get. I'll never get this because I was trying to tell the brother dark. It was dark. It was like a little light skinned brother, couple streaming light. He not streaming light, but a couple shit lighter than me. Who was working in a dark skinned but old school brother who worked there. And never forget this back in the day. And we used to go to the east side, and get our hair cut. Right there by shipping on me. I bet y'all don't talk about on I-10. Yes, okay. So as we came back, me and my cousin, because he was the one Catholic school then. He Protestant. And I was converted because I was going to CCE, never get that year. And we come back to that it was a Tuesday, Wednesday. We put on BET when BET was Viacom. And they had announced that Latoya Jackson was in the hospital because Jack go ahead and whooped her, beat her up, and everything else. I never forget this, okay? Then this is the same year that Oprah had interviewed Michael Jackson, okay? And all this other stuff. So then later on, when months go by in 93, that's when I listened to Hano music in something 93 and listening to Latin music and I started to identify my multiracial roots. I didn't forget this, y'all, back in 93, baby. And getting a multicultural spirit. Next thing, when I get in 8th grade, and that's when I started looking at, learn about racism and multiracial and everything else. In December of 93, that's when Latoya Jackson come out and say that Michael Jackson was molesting boys. And people was taking her side, but they did not know that Jack Gordon was controlling her. And it was a couple months after he beat her up. And she has a book. Is it Living Latoya or Survival Latoya? Something like that. It's on Amazon. She came out, I never forget, 2005. And I never forget, this was when Michael Jackson won his case or after. And I never forget that the Mexican-American woman at Job Corps, who, tell your business, you was a nurse, and you was he was a female RA on the female side. And there was another man who looked like a white man, but he like a little light-skinned Latino dude. He also was RA for the males on the weekends. And we was watching Latoya Jackson on prime time. You was talking mess about her nose and everything else. I'm like, look, and I told her straight up, I'm not interested, but I want to hear about her being abused and how Jack Gordon coached her and threatened to kill her if she didn't talk bad about her dad and her brother. Okay? So, because he was trying to get money, because this would happen back in the early 80s. I think it's with Thriller, Off the Wall, Michael Jackson, or that tour they had, okay? It was at Pepsi, and he got his hair burned from the Jerry Curl and everything else, okay? And I was a little boy then. Latoya was somewhere she met Jack Gordon. I think he did some business work, not mistaken, with them. And he had told her that Joe was at the kill her. Because Joe was very controlled. So, of course, they're controlled by Joe. Remember, she was very sheltered. So, remember, every time I hear about Bye Bye, I'm talking about the colorism of Joe Jackson and Janet. And and she met that Mexican-American man, Ray Alexander, who played the Cholo dude that was arguing with that black and brown, the cop picking up a fight on what's it called, on Poet Just for Tupac. Okay, and the dark skin brother going to Regina King. Okay, and then, okay. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, that's Janet Jackson's second husband. Her first husband was from the Borge. The one who's her dad is white. Okay, mom's a dark-skinned sister. I think she has Indian in her besides white, black, but she came out dark-skinned. Talking about the Borge, mama the Borge. Papa the Borge was the white man who was raping them and beating them and stuff. Okay, so anyway, I can't stand his ass either. Anyway, I had to go there too. So anyway, I felt sorry with her, Bonnie. That's why it was on crack, y'all. That's why the Borge was on crack. And by the boy, saying he was on here. I think he was bisexual. I'm the oldest one who died the same day that the Bible the boy died in 95. Just saying, like, Selena had died and Phyllis Hyman died. But I keep up, had passed away, and Easy E. Couple days before my birthday, Bible the boy died and on the 16th, which is Madonna's birthday. And what's the name? And Angela Bassett's birthday. And that's what years later, Aretha Franklin died. Okay, anyway, baby, I keep up with all this celebrity stuff. So, anyway, but By the Boys was the old one who played himself with a big fro, with a light-skinned man. And he was beating them up, too. But he was also having sex and prostituting, just like Janet Jackson's first husband, James DeBarge. Christina DeBarge was part Mexican. That's her daddy. Okay, baby, I keep up with all this stuff. Yes, I do. Baby, I can be with the wheels up here. Anyway, so going back to the subject with them, all right? All right? Even Janet had to leave and go to L.A. Feel like what happened with the Crips, in Tupac and Deborah. Baby, I keep up with the stuff with Atlanta Anderson. They do what they did. They need to go with that fight down there in L.A. I mean Las Vegas, baby. I mean it relates to the situation because of the location days, okay, not different time period and different events. Janet Jackson had to go and leave Jane DeBarge and run away from Joe Jackson. And he bright high yellow curly hat and so-called good hair, so that the bumps by Brown's claim. And get away and go to go to the shop and get married at the doggone Las Vegas because she was afraid of Joe Jackson. He was very controlling. Okay, he didn't want no high yellow bright who was on drugs. Jane DeBarge being the family either. Okay, so that's what that means, baby. I keep up with this stuff. Okay, so go back. So that's why Latoya was saying, "Oh, he got to kill me," and so that's why she somehow married Jack Gordon. And Jack Gordon, ever since then, who's have a criminal record in Nevada, who's a thug. I think he still live. I think he did. He was a thug and he was, like a mafia, like a Jewish, he wasn't tired, but he was a stereotype where people say, but not all Jewish men like that. I don't mean to stereotype nobody, but we all know. So he was an old thug who controlled any short little thing. And I was shocked they didn't have sex. She remained as a virgin. She met that brother who was her best friend, who's on Oprah Channel, the own child, living Latoya. Okay, so like that. Anyway, I think she has a book about that too. So Latoya was controlling. He was making her do Playboy and make her strip tease and everything else. And her mama was saying it hurt her heart because she was always covered up as Jehovah. Okay, and she was shot. Yeah, Jack Gordon made her do, strip tease and Playboy and stuff like that. And he made her, because he was trying to scam and blackmail the family, make this book about how Joe Jackson molested her. Okay, so a lot of folks don't keep. This was made up by Jack Gordon. Okay. So the interview, the press conference of Latoya back in '93, whoever you referenced that was controlled by Jack Gordon. She was manipulated and abused by that thug, the white man who was a Jewish man who was a thug, okay, an OG thug, privileged, didn't do nothing, who controlled Latoya Jackson, who forced her to marry him in Las Vegas. What is up in Las Vegas? Because even Jerry Jackson and y'all go God dog. Anyway, point is, and that's why he had criminal rate. He was a thug. Yes, he been in prison. He was an evil man. And she said he had beat up on her. He threatened to kill her. She controlled. Like saying about R. Kelly victim saying that they control. That's how. He was the white Jewish version of the older version of what's his name, R. Kelly. He was beating on her. He was doing all the stuff to her. Jack Gordon was evil. Okay, so when you hear this tape in '93, when I was in 8th grade, y'all folks, some of y'all wasn't even born, talking all that smack about Michael Jackson's, the alleged claim that he abused that boy, okay, which is untrue. The one who's your age, he part Asian, part white, the Chandler dude, yeah. But I keep up with this baby, he was not no pure white. He part white and part Asian, he mixed. This when this claim came in, and she was told by her abusive husband, her third older husband, okay, who beat her up months ago, that was she to call laws on and go to hospital, okay, in 1993, when I was a teenager. Some of y'all wasn't even born, so I could be out daddy. Anyway, point is, as I was saying, okay, because I don't forget this stuff, because I wanted to be a celebrity so bad, okay, that's how I keep up with this. I flunked the first grade to Whitney Houston back in 85, 86. I postgraduated in 97, I graduated in 98. Anyway, high school. That's how this mess happened. Jack Gordon controlled her and abused her, had his own sex code, they didn't have sex, okay? And he abused the Playboy and striptease, and Catherine was saying that it broke her heart to see her daughter doing all the stuff and they were raising her with, okay? So, but when she came out and said this name 3, being controlled by her abusive thug husband, her privilege, didn't do nothing, thug husband Jack Gordon. Okay, this was Latoya left to give me my grandfather laugh. She said, from the mama, Catherine, Latoya lied, and I tell it to her face. And here come old Papa Thug, talk about old Rolling Stone, Joe Jackson. Well, that smiling. Well, with his old green eyes that Paris got, okay? Blue eyes, thank you, Paris Jackson, okay? There's some white in the family, okay? Mike don't want no pure black men, besides Indian, named American. Yeah, they make their living life. Everybody grandpa be laughing. He said, oh, Joe Jackson, they no good. They them big old eyes. He no good. My grandpa said that Joe Jackson, he ain't no good. He definitely ain't no good. Shoes. We know they, yeah, they smiling. They make their living life. I don't forget. Baby, I don't forget. Because everybody say, Latoya lying, How can I say it? Latoya lie, and I tell it to her face. And here come old Joe Jackson, you know, smiling. You know they all that they make their living lie. You know, and he said it too. He said when Michael Jackson had said that they had that Joe Jackson was abusive to him, he said, you know, I ain't gonna let it bother me. I ain't gonna let it take it to my grave. You know what I'm saying? Make my presence. Well, he was saying when he was interviewing after the Oprah thing. In 93, you know, and I think it was Jermaine said, yeah, in the black community, we believe if you did something wrong, you get a whooping. Yeah, but I don't forget these interviews, baby. I forget none of that stuff. So understand that's where, baby, I keep up with all the juicy gossip in the interview, but I keep up with this stuff because I want to be in line like my own self. That's why I want to be clear of the. And yes, and I'm almost 40 years old trying to get in there, okay, trying to clock chase up in there. So I forget none of this stuff. Remember, I watched when I was in the hospital due to my mental disorder. We was watching the Jackson back in '92. American Dream. We sure was. Yes, we were. We were watching that too. Back in '92, November, December. It is weird. Like after that movie on ABC with the dark skin, but who played a lighter skin, Joe Jackson. Talking about from Welcome Back Carter. He played Joe Jackson, and Angela Bassett did a great job playing Angela Bassett, Catherine. She looked just like Catherine too. Yeah, Angela Bassett did a good job. Angela Bassett did an Oscar and a Golden Globe. But anyway, in the Emmy and everything else, and yeah, She did Tia Turner. She played in Bed Shabazz. She lied to Bed Shabazz, Bed with dark skin in the movie I Block with X. She played in what's John Siegler's movie Boys in the Hood. She played Trey's mother. I mean, Angela Bassett been doing her thing. She a Leo just like me. Her birthday, her Madonna's same birthday year. Born 58. Just like Michael born, but he a Virgo. He born August 29th. They're born 1958 in August 16th. Baby, I keep up with all this stuff, both. It's right, yes. And anyway, but that's what it is, y'all. They both turned 60 last year. All three turned 60. Michael, he lied last year. He'll be 60 last year. He'll be 61 this year. And Madonna turns, and Angela turned 60. And Prince did too. But God damn, I've been keeping all this stuff. Prince is like in June, yeah. Yes, Prince, yes. He born 1958 years. So, but I keep all this stuff. Yes, those who born 59, y'all turn 60 like I turned 40, okay? Yeah. And those born 69 like Jennifer Lopez, Chris Pettis, Tyler Perry, and what's the name, Diddy born 68, 69. Yeah, y'all turn 50 this year. But I keep up with all that stuff. Yes, I do. So anyway, bye. I gotta go. Bye, y'all. Anyway, y'all. But yeah, so anyone that say anything about, oh yeah, Latoya said that he did it. No, she was controlled by the old thug, old privilege thug, didn't do nothing. Jack Gordon. Bye.